All right, so before we get started on 5.4, we're going to talk about a difference of cubes. We've talked about difference of squares earlier in the year, but this is all factoring. Difference of squares, basically, remember if you have x squared plus, it's not plus, it can't be a plus, minus 9, it's basically x plus 3 and x minus 3. You can take the square root of the 9, and it goes there. You can take the square root of the x squared, and it goes there. Okay, you can take the square root of both of them and just put it up. Oop, forgot that guy. You can do the same thing with the difference of cubes. So these are both perfect squares. Well, if they're perfect cubes, you can do the same thing, but there are two patterns to look for. All right? If you have a cubed plus b cubed, the pattern is like so. If you have a cubed minus b cubed, the pattern is like so. Now notice, the only difference are these two signs. Okay, the only difference are those two signs. So here's how I want you to remember it. Here's how I want to think about it. If I am adding, then it's plus minus. If I'm subtracting, it's minus plus. And this last one is always a plus. Okay? So if you're adding the perfect cubes, it's a plus minus. If you're subtracting the perfect cubes, it's negative plus. And so let's work through a few real quick just to see how we do. Don't need that. So if I did, let's take the perfect cubed, let's say 8, let's use the color we're used to, 8x cubed plus 27. Now 8 is 2 cubed and 27 is 3 cubed, 3 to the third power. So what we're going to have, these a's and b's correspond to the square root of those two values, of those two terms. Not the square root, I'm sorry, the cube root. The cube root of those two terms. So here we go. The cube root of 8 is 2, so 2x, plus the cube root of 27 is 3, so 2x plus 3. And then we get a squared, which 2 times 2 is 4, minus a times b, so 2 times 3 is 6. Well, I'm sorry. Let me back up a little bit. That's 4x squared, because I forgot it. Take your first term, square it. Then basically multiply the terms, throw a negative in front of it. So 2x times 3 is negative 6x, so flip the sign, negative 6x. And then square your last term, square the 3, plus 9. Okay? And that's the pattern. Now, I understand you might be freaking out right now. It's okay. You'll get used to it. You will get used to it, I promise. So let's do the same thing, but with a minus. I'm going to use the same numbers. So again, we're going to use 8. Let's use a pen, not an eraser. 8x cubed minus 27. So this time, because we're subtracting the first term, you're going to do minus plus plus. Instead of plus minus plus, it's minus plus plus. So here we go. This equals the cube root of 8x cubed is simply 8x. The cube root of 27 is 9, so the cube root of 27 is 3, I'm sorry, minus 3. We multiply the first one, multiply both, multiply the last one. Okay? So 8x squared, why did I write an 8 in there? I am losing my mind. The cube root of 8 is 2, so that's 2x Losing my mind. Minus 3. Hopefully I didn't screw you up too bad. The cube root of 8 is 2. The cube root of 27 is 3. So then we double the first one, multiply them, double the last one. So 2x squared is 4x squared. Multiply them both together, 2 times 3 is negative 6. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. So we're not going to flip the sign this time, so negative 6. No, we're not. 2 times 3 is 6, so it's positive 6x. And then b is 3. 3 squared is 9, so plus 9. All right, and those are the patterns, and that's what's going on there.